around this being a year in the making, an opportunity to get you guys here to have experienced all that you did stateside, the service, the fundraising, all the stuff that at times was annoying, to come here, compile all the emotions, all the experiences of this experience in one place. And it is awesome. Talking with you guys individually on the walks or the plane where we almost died. Who's with me?
Oh my God.
We're one now. We all have a common experience, and you'll find that that's one of the things that unite us better than anything else. We've been through something together. That's cool. For you that came back, nod with me. Can I get amen, Christina? Okay.
Amen.
So coming up with a theme that resonates with you guys from all backgrounds, I was reading a book a couple months ago that had zero really impact other than this ground theme that in war, this guy was taken captive, which happens a lot more than we ever will know, was taken captive in World War I, was under the harshest conditions imaginable. No food, was randomly beaten. Spent 6 years of his life there, which is a long time. 6 years, just given up at the expense of other humans. It's amazing what humans will do to each other. But anyway, at the end he was asked, are you mad? 6 years of your life was stolen at the hands of another. And he said, yeah, at first I was. I spent days being mad. I spent years being mad. In the end, it didn't matter. I was still in the same prison cell. And then at the end, he said, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. Others fought for me. I'm alive. I got an opportunity. Others don't. And we, in the same prison cell, came up with this band of brotherhood that we have an obligation, a solemn obligation, he called it, to live our lives out for all the ones that can't. And if there's anything that this trip, this experience has taught me, is that no matter what circumstances we all come from, we're part of the most fortunate, the most lucky, the most privileged, the most opportunistic people that the world has ever known. Can I get an amen, Charlie? He's from England even, and he knows that. I mean, we truly are one in a million. We have the same solemn obligation to live for those that can't, to provide the opportunities that we have, that we all too often take for granted, to those that don't. It's a solemn obligation. It's something that way too many people, A, never think about, B, never act on. We're not going to be those people. The amount of growth that can take place that you guys have experienced in these 2 weeks can happen all the time, all over the world. We just need people to lead it. You guys are those people. We are those people. And we need way more of you. So we always talk about what's the success of GV? How do we know that we are doing our job as an organization? Preparing you guys to take the leap. To perform that solemn obligation that no matter what happens, you're going to find a way for those that can't. And we've come up with something, an idea that when this trip ends, it's no longer the end. It's just the beginning. It's something that propels you, now that you have seen all the things that we are united by, to do something even greater. To start your own. To combine your passions, your strengths, your talents into something that will long outlast all of us. GV will. What's the next idea? What's the next purpose? You might not find it. You might not know that you created it until your time's done. But we all have that solemn obligation. That same one. So we created what's called a cabinet back home. Raise your hand if you're part of the cabinet. These are the people that agreed, mostly because we forced them to come together to be the leadership for the leaders of GV in Colorado. And they came on Wednesdays, often early. We talked through things such as logistics and attendance, and then deeper things like what can we do? What's our legacy? We at first called these things action grants, simply because they produce action. Later we're going to change it to legacy grants. What are you going to create that's your legacy to not only GV, but to the population that you serve? And that's going to be a big, big deal going forward. And MA, you're going to start the same thing. We talked about this the other day. Cabinet is going to create what's called a legacy grant, where you come up with an idea that after your time